You all have a question for you. How do we survive the absolute chaos that is Onyx Storm? I mean, I wanted to throw the book across the room and just scream into the void and just, go back and pick up the book again, like the masochist that I am. Because Rebecca Yarros has done it again. She's delivering on the heartbreak, she's delivering on the betrayal, and of course, she's giving us just the dash of spice to keep us hooked. If you thought Fourth Wing and Arrow Flame were wild, just wait until you hear this one. Welcome to the next chapter of drama in Basgaiath War College. Hi everyone, welcome back to Hearts Paperbacks. Marianna here, your resident fantasy and romance fangirl, and today I'll be diving into the third book of the Imperial series by Rebecca Yarros, and I'm talking about Onyx Storm. It just came out on January 21st, and you bet I read this in 2 days. If you haven't read the first two books of the series, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, I suggest stopping the video right now because there are gonna be spoilers. Go grab them and thank me later. Okay, let's talk plot because Rebecca Yarros was like, you think you can relax after that ending of Iron Flame? No girl, think again. In Onyx Storm, Violet is in full-on survival mode with the words failing and, with enemies coming from literally every direction around them. There's no time for a cute training montage or with conversations with grumpy professors. No, it's go time and Violet knows it. I have to say this book felt bigger than Iron Flame, but it actually was shorter in pages. I don't know how that happened. The stakes are way higher and Violet now needs to go find allies in islands beyond their borders, so we have a lot of adventures going on. But even though we have these chapters of adventure and, finding the unknown, I felt like those chapters were the most boring for me in the book. We're getting new cultures, we're getting new challenges and new dragon dynamics, which I absolutely loved, and we have Violet who's, on a quest for the truth. Basically, the focus of the book is for her to find out about Andarna's kind and what they are and how they can help them, and also to find a cure for Xaden before he turns full venin, so a lot are at stake here. So, Tropes. The morally grey love interest is at its prime here. I mean, Violet and Xaden, these two are the blueprint for, we're both morally great characters, but we have a lot of secrets and we also want to make this relationship work. Good luck with that. Their relationship in this book was so angsty, and honestly I was eating this shit up like it was my last meal. Xaden in this book is darker, he is broodier and more tormented than ever. Meanwhile, Violet is finally stepping into her own power, but at what cost? And the found family trope, which is there in all three books of the series so far, but in this one is just better. Rhiannon, Sawyer, Redok, my favorite, Imogen, Garrick, Buddy, they're there for Violet every step of the way. I don't know, the found family dynamic was just so present in this book and I loved every minute of it. Every one of these characters is indispensable to me, but again my favorite is Redok. The humor and the banter he brought with the book, I was laughing every time he was there. He was the comical relief of the book. It showed, it was amazing. His relationship with his dragon reminded me of How to Train Your Dragon. It was epic. And I loved Andarna's sass. Every line she was uttering and she was mocking Turn, I was laughing out loud. I was underlining everything she was saying. It was like, yes, this is what I needed from dragons right now. They were the best comical relief along with Redok. And I just have to say for this found family trope that I love how Rebecca Yarros actually highlights loyalty, even though everyone's lives are at stake all the time. Okay, time for the hard truth. Onyx Storm is definitely not perfect for me. It does deliver on the emotional gut punches and the high-stake battles and all the angst that Rebecca Yarros promises with every one of her books, but this one just didn't hit home for me. The pacing was a bit uneven for me, and it was moments where I was like, can we just please slow down? And other moments we were like treading water, but nothing was actually happening. That being said, the action scenes were epic for me, but at the same time I felt like characters were pushed to the margins, aka Xaden. Violet took the lead in this one. Decisions were made and I was waiting for Xaden to step up, but instead we get, Violet and her being all empowering. I get it, she's our FMC after all, but what about our MMC? I just missed him in this book. Oh, and that cliffhanger? Absolute savagery. I mean, Rebecca Yarros woke up and she chose violence. It's why I'm giving the book 3.5 to 4 out of 5. I'm still not quite sure about the rating. I need, some time to think this over. I mean, I had so many questions by the end of it. I was expecting a cure for Xaden. I was expecting to learn more about Andorna and her kind. I was expecting something more about Violet's second signet, and we just got, sort of a name for it, and we don't know what's the potential there, so I have so many questions. So many questions. But instead of answers to my questions, I got a Rust ending, I got a final chapter full of plot holes, which, I mean, they were deliberate, I get it, but still, what was going on? I had to read the final, 3 chapters twice in order to understand what was going on and why she was, deliberately ambiguous. Let's just say it made me sad because I had really high hopes from this one, and also because we're not gonna get book 4 for 1 or maybe even 2 years. So yeah, that makes me really, really sad. I wanted to know some stuff before this ended in a huge major cliffhanger. I mean, even bigger than the second one. And don't even get me started on the spiciness in this one, because I could count the spicy chapters in the fingers of my hand. I needed more. I know many of the other readers needed more as well. Still, I'm gonna give this 4 out of 5 in spiciness because the few scenes that we got were fire, absolute fire. If Rebecca Yarros knows how to do something, it is write spicy things. That I can vouch for. Bottom line is, would I recommend it? Yes, of course, absolutely, especially if you have read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame and just, want to know what will happen next. Yes, definitely go for it, but be prepared for the emotional damage. You've been warned. Alright guys, that was my review of Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Let me know if you loved it, hated it, or you're someone in between. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you do not miss another book review from me. I have new videos coming every Tuesday and Friday, so stay tuned. In the meantime, keep reading and stay passionate. Bye!